All right, who's watching Beast Game Season 2? We are currently 4 episodes in. The next one is going to be launching this week, I think on the 14th, January 14th, not sure. But so far, I've been really enjoying this season so far. I think it's been like really entertaining. I've wanted to watch every episode all the way through. So it's definitely hooked me in a way that I've been interested in enough that I want to keep watching, which is really good. But I did have some time to like sleep on it and really think about it. And I think in hindsight, one of the things that I think was kind of missing from this season so far is we haven't seen enough challenges for the smart. If you're unaware, this season is strong versus smart, and we've seen a lot of physical challenges, but what we haven't seen is a lot of smart challenges. The very first one, they had to essentially memorize blocks to be able to make it through to the next round. But since then, the smart challenges have been lacking, I believe, a lot. I do understand that if you do make the games too complicated, then it will also be too complicated for the audience as well. Almost dropped my phone. So totally understandable, but I don't think that's an excuse. I think when smart players and strong players have essentially had to team up and become on the same team, we then see them do a physical challenge. To me personally, I feel like that's unfair for the smart players, as the physical players, the strong ones, are doing the physical challenge. I think that the smart players should have had to do a mental challenge. Even if they were on the teams, still compete with the other people, maybe make sure that each team has the same mixture of strong and smart, because the whole purpose of this season is to see who is better, strong or smart. But who knows? Maybe later on we are going to start seeing a lot more games that involve like your mind. I don't think so. I think Jimmy wants this to be a spectacle. He wants this to be huge. He wants the events to be crazy. That's why we're tuning in. He's spending like a ton of money on the production for this whole thing. But I do think that we are seeing a lot more strong competitors move on. We have very few smart competitors still in the competition. And yeah, I just think the whole competition was a little bit lopsided for the smart competitors. There hasn't been a lot of competitions for them specifically to kind of show their smartness, I guess. And I would say the other thing with the Beast games is that because it's a spectacle and because it's flashy, that's essentially how they're moving the story along throughout each episode. We don't actually get to know the characters all of that well. We don't ever have too many people that we're trying to root for. And if we are rooting for them, then most likely they're just getting out randomly. That was another big thing that I kind of had a problem with, is that a lot of the times, because there's so many competitors, it just feels like it's unfair because people are getting out on technicalities. Maybe they touched the red line by mistake. It's like they're not getting out because they weren't good enough. They're getting out because of logistics of the game, if that makes sense. And to me, that just seems not necessarily unfair, but it's me as the viewer, I'm like, oh, it's so random. If I was in this competition, I would just take when he offers $100,000 right away, because I'm like, what are the actual odds of me being able to make it to the end? Like, I could be a part of a team and someone falls and then I'm automatically out of the competition. Like, I didn't even get to try in the event. I didn't even get to make an attempt. I was just set with other people who essentially failed at the challenge, causing me to be out. So I would like to see less of that. I think it would be more entertaining to know that people didn't make it on their own merit. They tried their hardest. They weren't smart enough. They weren't strong enough. Not necessarily the games were working against them, causing them to lose. And I think another big thing with this season, like I was saying before, we don't actually get to know the characters all that much, is that we don't get to really build relationships with them and start figuring out, oh, this is the person that I'm rooting for, this is the person that I want to win. It's kind of, because there's so many of them, they're kind of more of a commodity. So it doesn't really feel that awful when people do get out. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of luck of the draw, really. And you do see that in a couple episodes, a person would get out and the other competitors would be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you got out, like, you tried your best. And they're like, it's okay, it's a game. And I think that really takes away from like the weight of the competition, and also the mindset of the competitors as well, because they're also going into this like knowing like, oh, I could literally get out at any moment. I could make it to the very end by luck. We're not necessarily seeing people who are the strongest, who are the smartest. We're seeing more of the people that got lucky and who have continued to make it on because of luck. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think.